join me again, once again. So we're gonna get started right away. I'm just gonna jump right in. So come to a stand at the top of your mat, and just find a comfortable standing position. Don't overthink it. Just because we're doing yoga doesn't mean that everything has to be second guessed. Just stand. Find a comfortable position. Inhale deeply in through the mouth. And exhale through the mouth to just let everything out from your day so far. Maybe do that once again. Now let's try to bring some consciousness and awareness to our activation and our stance right now. So a lot of us are just hopefully relaxed into a normal position, but we may not realize how off we are. I don't have a better word at the moment, but starting with the toes, lift all 10 toes up off the mat, and then spread them out wide, feel awareness, wiggle them, whatever, and then feel how your pads of your feet and your heels, the balls of your feet have really ground down and like glued into the mat. Trying to keep that feeling, lower those toes down, spread them out wide, pull up through the inner arches of your feet and ground down through the outer edges. Don't come out onto them, don't lift your legs. But just think of it as a micro movement as you bring that activation awareness up into your inner thighs. Squeeze your inner thighs together, roll your hips out and back, squeeze those glutes. Within the first 20 seconds of that, feel how much more stable you might feel, or just how much stronger you feel. And if you're like, okay, I don't actually feel that, that's fine too. But do take notice that we are at least trying to engage our body so far. Pull your hip bones up, tuck the tailbone down. Knit your ribcage in towards your hip bones. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. Roll your shoulder blades down your back. A lot of the same cues that I gave in the first video if you watched it. Find that activation, find this full body awareness, pull your shoulder points away from your ears, shrug your shoulder blades down and back towards hugging the spine. Inhale deeply in through the nose, and exhale out from the mouth. Using this activation in the legs, refocus on your inner arches of your feet, squeeze your inner thighs together, maybe bring your fingers to your hip points. So we're going to, grounding down to the balls of your feet, we're going to start to lift our heels up off the ground. Your upper body, everything theoretically shouldn't have moved. Think about this as an activation of lifting through the thighs as you pull your kneecaps up. You squeeze your inner thighs together, squeezing through the glutes again, pulling your ankles in towards one another. And exhale, release back down. Shake it out again. We're going to just move through this a few times. So inhale, coming up, squeeze in, activate, pull everything in towards your core. Squeeze those ankles together, the heels together, and exhale, release. Once again, inhaling, lifting up, pull your kneecaps up, squeeze your glutes, exhale, release. One more time here. And exhale, release. So find all 4 points of your feet. Pull your kneecaps up, find this engagement again, sweep your hands up towards the ceiling. Maybe clasp your hands together or make a pointer finger, like staple your fingers together. Reach your fingers up towards the ceiling. Stretch out, create a full body stretch, and use the backs of your legs to support and lengthen. So pull your heels in towards the mat, into the mat, ground down through your heels, squeeze through the back body, bring your shoulder blades together, pull your shoulder points down and away from your ear. Simultaneously pulling your fingers towards the ceiling and grounding down completely. bring your left leg behind your right. The goal is to try to get your pinky toes to touch. That doesn't happen for everyone. It's not happening for me right now. Ground down through that right leg. Push the heel into the mat. Keep pulling your fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then start to tilt over towards the right. Think about the space you're creating in your left side body here. That's what's more important. So ground down to the right foot to support you. If your left heel comes up, that's fine. But pull your hands up towards the ceiling and up and over as if you're reaching over like a fence or something. Really stretch out. Use your left hand to pull deeper into the stretch. Exhale, release. Release your left leg. Cross your right behind your left. Inhale, sweep your hands up towards the sky. Reach your hands up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your legs in towards each other. Scissor them together. Ground down through the left leg as you lean over towards the left. Again, focusing on the side body here, the right side body as you pull your right arm up and over to the side of the room. And exhale, release. Uncross those legs. Shake it out for a moment, but refine your grounding, refine your center. Bend your knees deeply, sweep your hands up towards the sky, reach them up temporarily, and exhale, release into a forward fold. Feel free to bend your knees, widen out your legs, just allow yourself to surrender in here. Have your head hang heavy. Welcome that connection between your chest and belly, your rib cage towards your thighs. If you want to hug your upper body in, give yourself a nice hug. Allow your head to hang heavy. Bend through your knees. Really find that connection between your chest and your tops of your thighs. Almost 90-degree angle. Just try not to be totally up, but bend your knees deeply. Squeeze yourself in. And then bring your fingertips in front of you. So now you're kind of in this like chair, collapsed chair. Roll your shoulder blades down your back. Just breathe through it for a few seconds. And exhale, release down towards the ground. If you can't do that with your heels down, that's okay. Come up on your toes. Just breathe for a second. Sweep your hands underneath your calves, and as you pull your belly up, or your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release, squeeze down, come into that collapsed chair. Exhale, straighten through the left back leg. Inhale, squeezing in, bending through the knees. Exhale, release. Inhale, bend through the knees, pull your chest forward, and exhale, release. This time, release your hands once again. And allow your upper body to just hang heavy. Roll out through your shoulders. Ground down through your feet. Pull up through the inner arches of your feet. Find that engagement just like we did when we were standing. And think about pulling your chest forward towards the front of the room and walk your hands onto your shins to start. Roll your shoulder blades together. Squeeze them towards your spine. Find length and space created between your ears and your shoulder points. Think about engaging through the back hamstrings as you push your down through the heels and bring the backs of your knees towards the back of the mat. Become light on your fingertips, but do use them as support. Push your shins away from you as you, again, roll out through the shoulder blades. Find more length. Now we're really trying to flatten out through the back body. You could rest something on the, like a plate of food or something on your back here, right? That's the goal. So Find that engagement. Use your legs to support you here. Then bring your hands towards your thighs. Push your hip flexors back in space as you pull your chest even further forward. Squeeze your elbows in towards your ribs. And bring your hands out in front of you. You should feel the backs of your legs burning right now if you're really activating through them. Pull your belly button up in towards your spine. Lengthen out through the back of your neck, crown of your head towards the front of the room. Inhale deeply in here, in through the nose. And exhale deeply. Inhale. And exhale. One more time, inhale in through the nose. And exhale, releasing from the crown of your head, forward fold. Walk out your knees here. Bend out a little bit. You can release through that engagement, even clenching you might feel in your feet. Bending deeply through the knees. Once again, wrap your hands around the backs of your legs. Give yourself a hug. And then pull your knees back as you roll one vertebrae at a time up to stand. But find that engagement. Pull up, ground down through your feet. Once again, shrug your shoulders down your back. And then rocking up onto your toes. Try to sweep your hands up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your heels together and gauge the glutes. You can release your heels here or keep them up if you want the challenge. We're slowly lowering down. Very, very slowly. Coming into a toe stand. Feel free to support yourself here if you need to use a block or a book to support you. By all means, please do. Okay. Pull your upper body up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your heels together, just like we did when we were standing. Engage the glutes. Find this activation here. And then slowly you're going to reach your hands out in front of you. Lean your chest back in this cat kind of position here as you create space between your shoulder blades. Lean back even further. Lightly tap your knees onto the ground. Come up, high knees. High knees here. And exhale. You can be on your toes or on the tops of your feet, either way. But again, find the activation, squeeze your inner thighs together, roll your shoulder blades down your back, pull your tailbone down towards the backs of your knees, lean back. You can carry your hands to the center here. You can bring your hands up if you want more of a challenge. You should feel a slight stretch, but lots of activation in your upper thighs, your hip flexors here. Squeeze those glutes, pull your heels together, wrap your inner thighs together. And exhale, release, coming up. Sit back onto your heels. And then reaching out in front of you again. And then engage, pull your belly button back towards your spine. Try to rock back up to a toe stand. And then inhale, slowly squeeze through the inner thighs. Come up very slowly. You can have your heels down if you want, or take the challenge. Mountain pose or toe raises. Stretch towards the ceiling and release. Check it out. My legs are a little burning right now, not gonna lie. So I'm gonna grab a drink of water. Take a second here. Alright, so coming back to stand, we're gonna inhale, sweep our hands up towards the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring your hands towards your shins, the thighs, push your legs back in space, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Plant your palms, step back, plank pose. We talked about this in part 1 if you saw that video. If not, maybe check it out. You flex your heels back towards the back end of your mat, push the mat away, find engagement in your upper shoulders. Engage here, knit your rib points towards your rib cage. Sorry, hip points towards your rib cage. And then rock forward onto your toes. There's be a little bit of a wrist stretch here too. Exhale, use the strength of your hamstrings, pull your heels back in space. Inhale, come onto your toes. Exhale, back in space. Inhale this time, come onto your toes. And exhaling from the count of 5, pull your elbows in towards your rib cage. 4, 3, we're lowering down. 2, 1, release onto the mat. Ground down through your palms. Create space between your shoulder points and your ears. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, cobra pose. You can be low, you don't need to be up here. If you want to, that's fine, but we just start with this, so don't push it. And exhale, release. We're gonna make our way up and back to downward facing dog. You can choose to go there however you want, but for some activation and strength building here, tuck down through the toes, lift your knees up off the mat, lift your thighs up off the mat, lift your hip points up off the mat, pull your belly button in towards your spine, squeeze your elbows together or towards your rib cage, push up to a plank, roll back down. Just take a few moments to check in. Inhale deeply in through the nose, and exhale, looking out through the mouth. On your next inhale, bend your knees deeply and look towards your hands. Wrap your shoulder blades back, or your elbow points back. Find that opening in between your shoulder blades. It's kind of this weird turbo dog here. Kind of burns. You have this slight bend in your elbows. Pull your tailbone back in space. Look towards your hands. And then set yourself up. Forward fold. Take a few moments and treasure this. You can even sway a little. No one said that you had to stay still. Let your head hang heavier. And then grounding down through your feet. Find the pressure into the balls of your feet and your heels simultaneously. Reach, pull your hamstring, your right hamstring, back in space as you straighten through your right leg. Your left leg's a little bit more bent here. And maybe you didn't even realize how bent your legs were in the first place, right? To really engage through the right leg. Tighten your fingertips, or again, take a book and bring the mat up to you. And then open your chest out to the side. This side. Grounding down, using that engagement in the right leg to deepen through the twist. Try to pull your shoulder blades together. Create space in the side body, between your shoulders and your ears. And exhale, release. Losing that engagement in the right, but bringing it into the left. Ground down, starting from the feet, all 4 corners. Pull your hamstrings back in space. Even pull your kneecap up using the strength of your quads. Bring your left hand down and open up to your right. This is a little bit more of an awkward twist, and you might realize that one side's definitely worse than the other. That's fine. exhale, release. Grounding down through that right leg. Bring your left heel towards your left glute. Really squeeze it in. Try to find that connection. It's okay if you don't, but really squeeze that hamstring. Pull your heel towards your glute. Engage that right leg just like we did in that twist. Pull your hamstring back in space. Don't lock out through the knee. Pull your kneecap up. Find that engagement. Find that engagement in the inner arch of your foot. Then bending deeply through the right knee. Pull your chest forward. Counterbalance. Straighten through the back leg. Lower lunge. Low lunge. Lower your back knee. I'll give you seconds here, even sink into it for a few moments to find a bit of a stretch. Then coming up onto your fingertips, keeping them light. I think I'm talking too fast for myself here. So come up, bring your weight off of your fingertips, okay? Scissor your inner legs together, your inner thighs, and pull. It pulls your chest up, squeezing through the glutes. Scissor those legs together, pull your left knee towards your right heel. Pull your shoulder blades back. And now we've got this like 90-degree angle in both ends of our legs, right? So this is still a low lunge, but you'll find that this might be even harder than just sitting down here, right? I'm having a harder time balancing, but it's important to find that engagement. Pull your right hip back. And exhale, release back down. Don't sink into it. Find activation still. Pull your hip points up, sink back down. And then use the strength of your back hamstring. Engage the back heel, start to lift your back knee, using your heel to straighten the back. Inhale deeply through the nose here. Exhale, gently release that knee back down towards the ground. Plant your palms. Or come onto your fingertips. Thinking of that scissoring motion again, squeeze and activate. Pull your belly button in towards your spine, push the mat away. Start to pull your toes, left toes up towards you vertical. Grounding down through the left leg. All four corners of your foot here. Ground down. Bend through the right knee, bring your right heel towards your right glute. Squeeze it in. Really try to find this connection here. Okay, probably won't ever happen, but squeeze it. My calves are in the way, I can't do it, but find that engagement in your left leg. Pull your left hip crease back in space, engage through the thigh, pull up through the kneecap. Pull your chest forward, straighten out through the back leg, low lunge. Find your low lunge here. Find some movement if you need it. Find your comfort zones or find what's so maybe tight or that you didn't know was tight. And then eventually coming light onto your fingertips. Scissor your inner thighs together, engage through your right glute, pull back through your left hamstring, pull your chest up in space. Much more active of a lunge here. You can bring your hands to your hip points. But really think about pulling your left thigh bone back. And suck it into your left hip joint. Tuck that tailbone back, find this engagement, roll your shoulder blades away from your ears. Your shoulder points here. Ground down to that front left leg to help support you. Find all four corners, clench your toes into the mat in front of you. Exhale, release down. Not completely just sinking into it, just release. Tuck through the back toes if you weren't already. And using the strength of your back hamstring, push your heel back towards the back of your mat and allow your leg to straighten. Hold here. Notice that activation in your left hamstring as it supports you. Round down to the left leg. Use your back heel to help make your back leg easier. Exhale, release your knee down towards the ground. You can bring your fingers towards the mat. Pull your belly button in towards your chest. Push the mat away. Round down through the left foot and scissor your legs together. Forward fold. Just relax here. Inhale, rolling one vertebrae at a time. Pull that belly button in towards your spine, always. I'm not the only teacher to cue that 100 times, right? That's the key to core engagement. Whenever you think that there's something else you can do, check in with your belly button first. Now we're not sucking in, like, oh, I'm trying to be skinny, skinny, skinny. It's like, it's pulling your belly button up and in and up, right? Finding lengthening and just engagement in the upper body. Pull your tailbone down to counteract it. Inhale, sweep your hands up towards the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come into your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step back, plank pose, push the mat away, pull your heels back in space. Rock forward onto your toes, lower down for your vinyasa. Whether you pause here in chaturanga or come all the way down to the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, pull yourself up into your version of a back bend, whether that's upward facing dog or cobra. Push the mat away, pull your belly button up, tailbone up towards the sky. Inhale, bend your knees, look towards your hands, set yourself up, forward fold. Bend the knees deeply, give yourself a hug here. Without unclasping your elbows, straighten back, engage down to the heels of your feet as you pull your knees back towards the mat behind you. Pull your crown of your head forward. Try to find this halfway lift of sorts. Exhale, release. Inhale, rolling one vertebrae at a time. We're going to come into a chair pose here. Pausing for just a moment. Tuck that tailbone down. Pull your thigh bones back in space. And find that engagement through the balls of your feet and the heels of your feet. But you should be able to lift your toes still. So we're not totally on them. Or yet. It's okay if you're up high. This doesn't need to be down here, right? Find upper body is, your chest is out to the wall in front of you. You can stay here, or you can try to come onto your toes here, grounding down through the heels, or balls of your feet. Squeeze your inner thighs together, engage the glutes like we did earlier, tuck that tailbone down. Exhale, maybe bring your hands behind your back, clasping your fingers together, roll your shoulder blades back. You can always come down on your heels at any moment. Release your hands, straighten through the legs, try to keep those heels up if you're with me. Squeeze your inner thighs together, hold here for 5, 4, 3, squeeze your heels together, 2, 1, release. Whew, I'm sweating. I don't know about you guys. So, go through a couple more things. I also don't think this was the playlist I meant to play. Okay, sorry, but I'm not going to read it, so. We'll at least get some of that playing. Anyways, sweep your hands up towards the ceiling. Exhale, slowly release down. So we're going to come slowly through a chair, but just very, very slowly coming lower and lower. Bring your hands out in front of you to help counteract your balance. Keep lowering down. You should be at about 90-degree angle here. Keep lowering. Try to bring your chest towards your thighs, just like we did when we were hugging ourselves. Spread your knees out wide. Bring your chest between your knees. Roll back onto your heels. Pull your chest up towards the ceiling. And hold here. Try to bring your knees towards your chest. Try to find that activation in your back so that you're not collapsing. Okay, so pull your chest in towards your knees. Try to squeeze your knees in towards your chest. Exhale, release down. Give yourself a hug. Like, you can spread your knees wide, but allow your head to be a head. Rocking back, we're going to come into a boat for just a moment here. Bring your knees above the ground. You need to bring your hands behind you. I should have mentioned this earlier, so you always stay here. Roll your knees. Try to bring your knees in towards your chest. Use your hip flexors, those muscles, to try to pull your knees. And then, if you aren't here already, come down onto your forearms. Bring your knees in towards your chest, towards your nose even. Exhale. Straighten out even. Use the support of your forearms, of your palms, to protect your lower back. Bring your chest up towards the sky. Exhale, bring your knees towards your nose. Inhale deeply here, squeeze it in, bring your tailbone up off the mat. Exhale, release your legs up straight. Release for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, bring your knees in towards your chest. Squeeze it in, try to keep that connection here. One more time, bring your knees out, feet out wide. 1, hold here. Other knee. 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Come down onto your back. Box. Where are you now? Roll it out on the back, your lower back here. Wrap your knees in close to you, give yourself a hug. And we're going to start to rock and roll. They can be small rocks at first, that's fine. You can stay here for as long as you want, honestly, if this feels good. Sometimes, especially if this is kind of new to you, it doesn't feel all that great on your spine, and that's fine too. You can keep it micro movements, but eventually try to start to roll your momentum forward and back enough that your chest starts to come in between your knees. And then maybe you come onto your toes for a second, rocking your chest forward, lifting those heels. And maybe you come onto that toe stand. Maybe you come into a forward fold. So try to make that a goal. Keep going. You don't have to be here yet. Try to get yourself up into a forward fold here, using the momentum, but also massaging out your back. Bending deeply through the knees. Bring your chest towards your knees. Come back down to that toe stand. Spread your knees wide. Come forward. We're going to come down onto our knees very slowly as if someone's punching you in the stomach. I know that doesn't sound pleasant. So find that engagement. Knit your ribcage down towards your hips. So we're going to lower. So we're like quarter of the way there. Keep going. Just think about rocking onto your back, onto your spinal column, one vertebrae at a time. Now we're halfway, and eventually you come to a point where it is sticky. So you're gonna hold here. Bring your chest up to a ceiling and try to keep your chin away from your chest. For 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly, slowly, slowly. Don't just collapse, but come down onto the mat. Have your knees in towards your chest. Rock it out side to side. Ground down, bring your feet. We're gonna come into a bridge pose here. So find, just like we did when we were standing, all 4 corners of your feet. Find that little engagement within your arches. Squeeze your inner thighs, activate them, just turn on and squeeze. Now we're not just claw to the right, we're actually engaged. Our tailbones even slightly curled up towards the ceiling. You can bring your hands out towards the mat. You can bring your knee, whatever, a plug in, or we'll just lift, rolling one vertebrae at a time. Up. Bring your hips up towards the ceiling. Use your hamstrings, squeeze those glutes, get your hips higher, higher, higher. And exhale, releasing one vertebrae at a time. Very, very, very slowly. Down to the mat. Allow your hip points to even almost exaggerate, over-exaggerate here, and create this arch in your lower back. As you pull your tailbone down towards the mat, squeeze your glutes towards your heels. Inhale. And exhale, start to rock back onto your tailbone, onto your lower back, and into your vertebrae. Lifting your hip points up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your inner thighs together. This time we're going to hold it here. So you can shrug your shoulder blades together. Hug your shoulder blades towards your spine. Lift your hip points up towards the ceiling by squeezing your glutes and activating through the back hamstrings. Squeeze down through your heels. Everything we talked about earlier, use it. Use it to help you here. Pull your chest up higher towards the ceiling. Keep pulling, squeeze your knees towards each other. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And exhale, one vertebrae at a time, lowering down. Keep lowering, don't be there yet. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Releasing down. Awesome. Now let's just roll through that a couple more times. So find that support, find that engagement with your feet. Ground down, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, using your hamstrings, squeeze the knees together. And exhale, releasing one vertebrae at a time down towards the mat. Rocking, leaning forward onto your toes. Exhale, releasing and pull your hips up towards the ceiling. If you really are working this, really feel your hamstring and glutes on fire. I mean, it's whatever you put into this practice, right? So if you're not feeling that, then maybe you're not engaging, or maybe you just don't have it learned your body well enough to yet, and that's fine too. But that's something we want to work on. We want to be able to turn on our muscles when we want to. So use them to help you pull your hip bones up towards the ceiling. Please try to get those hips higher than they've been so far. And exhale, release slowly down towards the mat. Windshield wiper your legs side to side. Giving your lower back a little bit of a release here. I'm going to skip back a little bit on the mat. So we're going to lengthen out through the full body here. So stretch your toes towards the front of the mat. Bring your hands up towards the ceiling. Towards the floor. But towards the kind of the head. Pull your toes away from you. As an activation, just like we were doing the standing, like your mountain pose on your toes. Pull through your we're gonna roll just like we did in bridge, one vertebrae at a time, lifting our chin up, our chest up off the ceiling. Use your hands. This is a little difficult, but try one vertebrae at a time, coming up ever so slowly. Reach your hands up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Allow your head to hang heavy here. It's okay if your knees are bent, that's fine. It's okay if you're here. Just allow your head to hang heavy, your upper body to just release here. Take deep breaths, exhaling out. As your head becomes heavier and heavier, you might even feel a stretch between your shoulder blades and the back of your neck. And it might feel really good. You can even use that if you think about being in a cat-cow, and when you push into cat and you push them out away, think about that engagement. So pull your belly button back towards your spine and round out even more through the shoulder blades and allow your
lines of the world just ripping us apart. Scratch right out.
Flex through the heels, find that engagement, and roll yourself one vertebrae at a time up to seated. Bring your hands up towards the ceiling. Exhale, coming out as if you're hugging a beach ball to help counteract your rolling down one vertebrae at a time. All the way down to the mat.
Nice and slow.
Stretch out. Let her point those toes, pull your fingers away.
Let it go.
And one more time, exhaling, ground down through your heels, through the hamstrings, roll one vertebrae at a time. Try to feel each vertebrae touch the mat. It's really, if it doesn't, it's fine. Reach up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Pulling up through your shoulder blades first, rounding through the back, one vertebrae at a time, rolling yourself up. Reach your hands up towards the sky. Exhale, rolling down one vertebrae at a time. Stretching out through the toes. Exhaling up one more time, one vertebrae at a time.
Pierce my heart.
Really try to feel each vertebrae on your tongue.
Shut up on my pride.
And exhale.
Scratch right out. Nice and slow. Think I got one more mile left to go. I never met a salesman like you before.
Roll yourself up to seated.
Lines of the world just
And we're gonna bring our soles and our feet together. We're gonna come into
scratch right out.
So,
Think I got
pull the flesh
one more.
away from you so you can actually feel your sit bones down. If this is uncomfortable for you, it's okay to bring a block up or a book and sit on it, especially if you want to lift your hip points above your knees for either way. Bringing the pinky side edges of your feet together, really cement them together, open out through your feet, even pull your big toes away from you. Even hear yourself in foot massage. Either way, ground down to that pinky side edge of your feet. You can use the support of your hands holding onto your feet or your ankles and pull your chest forward as if you're in that halfway lift as we did earlier. So pull your chest forward, squeeze your shoulder blades, engage through the core as you pull your spinal column up and out of your pelvic floor. And then exhale, think about walking your chest forward as far as you can, and then once you reach that point, find that opening in the back body, drop your head, allow it to hang down towards the mat. Inhale, lift your chest. Use your hands to bring your knees together. And one more time, we're going to roll down to the ground, but we'll go a little faster this time. I want you to keep activation and engagement. I don't want you to just collapse, but we're not going to take forever. So bring your hands out in front of you, one vertebrae at a time. Roll yourself down towards the mat. Windshield wiper your legs. And then find yourself a very comfortable position, whether you straighten out into a full corpse pose. Maybe you like tapping the soles of your feet together and you want more of an opening in the hips. Or maybe you want some release in the lower back, so you bring the soles of your feet to the ground and your knees together. Either way, take a few minutes. Thank yourself for ready. And I will see you next time. So thank you very much, and have a good night, morning, day, wherever you are.